Caro-Kann is a very solid system, and today we are going to see the best 10 opening traps. Without further ado, let's dive in. After the move e4 c6, and we have here the Caro-Kann defense. And one of the lines is knight to c3, d5, knight f3, the two knights variation. Even Bobby Fischer played this line. This is very solid and reliable system for white. Here black can take there, we can take with a knight, and here bishop f5. He already committed a mistake, because after knight to g3 he has to go back, and now h4. The idea is h5 to trap the bishop. So he can play something like this, knight e5, attacking the bishop would like to destroy the pawn structure, and here black can play bishop h7. Now queen h5, g6 and bishop c4. e6 to overprotect f7 square, queen e2 and bishop to g7. What are you going to do here with white? And yes, this is the sacrifice on f7, destroying everything, the king's cover, and after this we can take with the queen, king f8 and the final checkmate with the queen. After d4 and d5 we have the main line, and here white can try something like this. e6, knight f3, pawn takes, bishop takes, knight f6 development, bishop to d3, bishop e7 development, and be ready for the short castling. And here we have a very interesting move, knight e5. Black captured that pawn, and after that he's gone, because we can take his queen. How to do that? We can capture on f7 again, attacking the rook, and after this we have the discover attack with bishop on g6. Pawn takes and queen takes on d4, white is winning. Here white can try something else, and let's see how to play with the black pieces right now. After this we can capture with the pawn. This is the exchange variation on the Caro-Kann, and now we have the Botvinnik Panov attack with this move c4. Knight f6, knight c3, development and development. Both sides develop their knights, and we have g6, something like Grunfeld defense. Black's idea is to develop the bishop here, and we have bishop on g5. And here black played a very interesting move, and this is knight e4. Because after this pawn sacrifice, knight takes d5, we have knight takes and e6, attacking both of the knights. However, white can play queen f3, threatening checkmate on f7. We can play queen takes here, eliminating the checkmate, but he can give this check on f7 with double attack, and after king to d8 he is happy because he just captured the rook. But now we have the very strong move, and this is bishop b4 check, attacking the king, king e2, and the final epaulets made with queen on d2. Another variation, the most popular, is knight to c3. We can take the pawn, he can take with a knight, and knight to f6. He can go back, and now we should start attacking. h5. Bishop g5, h4, takes, takes. And here white played bishop to e5, overprotecting this h2 square. However, here black played an amazing combination, really amazing. And this combination started with rook takes h2. He is threatening the rook. White was calm because he can just capture there, and if pawn takes, the bishop can recapture. But here we have the trick, and the trick is queen a5 check, c3 very logically, and now queen takes e5. The only move is d takes e5, and here black revealed his idea with pawn takes on h2, attacking the knight. He would like to capture there and create a new queen, or he can create a new queen with h1, so black is winning. Let's take a look in one of the most famous games ever. And after e4 c6, d4 d5, we have the Caro again, knight c3, takes, knight f6, and queen d3. Here black should capture on e4. This is very good move. Because here, if you just try for more with this interesting, we can say, idea e5, and after pawn takes, black's idea is to give this double check, and after that he can take on e5, and here we can see black's idea because he would like to capture the pawn on b2. Similarly, he pinned the knight and he would like to capture that knight. And white played an amazing move here, long castling, overprotecting b2, sacrificing the knight with an idea. And after knight takes e4, we have the amazing checkmate move, checkmate motif in 3 moves. It's white's turn. What are you going to do here? And the stunning move is queen d8 check, sacrificing the queen in empty square, because after that we have the double check with the bishop and rook, and if goes there we have the final checkmate with the bishop. Very unusual, very nice. And the other idea is if he goes here we can create this checkmate with the rook again. At this point I'd like to talk about the chess opening package, which contains Scandinavian Defense, Grand Prix Attack and Benko Gambit. If you click in any of those links you can see the detailed curriculum of the lessons. Each course contains theoretical videos and analyzed games. In total we have 46 theoretical videos, which are more than 11 hours, and approximately 200 analyzed games. Only 1 hour of a professional trainer cost approximately 20 euros, and you can see here the outstanding final price of this package. If you're interested and you'd like to own this package, then you can click the link in the description of that video. Let's move forward now, and instead of knight f6, black can try knight d7. The idea is to develop the other knight, and here Keres played a very nice move, queen e2. Because after the most natural move in the world, knight f6, we can checkmate. And this can happen with this, the smothered checkmate with the knight. In previous trap we seen this queen here e2, but here in my game I played this move bishop c4. It's very interesting, developing the bishop first and then we can develop the queen, so he can develop his knight, but here we have knight g5 attacking here on f7, e6 is natural, and now queen e2. White pieces are very harmoniously, and here we can continue developing like this, and knight e5 for example, and things like that. But after d6 he already committed a mistake, and here white is winning because we can capture on f7, destroying everything there, and after king takes we have this check with the queen and double attack. After king g6 we can capture the bishop, but it's sweeter to create the checkmate, and we can do that with this check, king h5. You can see the bishop is helping, he cannot go in the dark squares, and here we have the final checkmate. Let's move forward, and here after this and there we have this 2 knights defense again. We have the same opening moves, and the most natural way is to develop here the bishop, there, h4, attacking the bishop. He would like to play h5 as we mentioned, and after this here, there, queen h5, attacking on f7, and after this we can play bishop c4. But what will happen here if he just captures the queen? Do you know? And yes, the correct move is bishop takes f7, checkmate. Let's continue to the classical variation now. We see knight f6, we see knight d7, and the most classical and Capablanca variation is bishop f5 right now. Knight g3, bishop g6, and bishop c4. e6, knight 1 e2, very nice way to develop the pieces. We can develop it there on f3, but this is another idea. And after knight f6, short castling d6, white is revealing the idea, and this is f4. He would like to play against that bishop, and he would like to punish black for developing that bishop. So the idea is f5. We have queen c7, f5, takes, and here he can capture the pawn. King h1, white sacrifices a pawn because his pieces are extremely active. Short castling, queen e1. The threat here is to trap the bishop with some moves like this one, like g3, and the bishop cannot go away. And after this very natural move, white played an amazing sacrifice here, and this is knight takes d7. Whoa! Because after that, he continues sacrificing and capturing the knight. And here actually he cannot take the rook. He cannot take the rook on f6 because we have this very powerful check. You can see the bishop is there controlling that square, and after that we can give a check with the bishop, and white have a stronger army in the king's side, superiority in the king's side with his pieces, and after this he can play queen f6 and black cannot stop this checkmate on g7. He can sacrifice his pieces, but white is winning here. This is one continuation. For that reason, after this stunning move sacrificing the rook, black tried to develop his pieces, knight d7. And now we have queen h4. Again, he cannot take there, he didn't play that one during the game because we have this fantastic check, removing the defender, and after this he can capture the rook, the knight, and he's threatening checkmate again here. So during the game he played rook to e8. Try to create a little more space for his king. We have this check, king went there, rook a f1. Again the rook is untouchable because we have this with check. He played queen d8, pinning the rook, bishop g5, threatening here, and now with discover threat to attack the queen, so we have bishop to e7, and now comes the final move, and this is rook takes g6 in any case, because after this we can retake with the rook, so white is a piece up here, and after f takes g6 we have this amazing move rook f7, and he cannot really capture that one because we have checkmate in two different ways. One of them is with the rook. You can see again this bishop is helping, controlling that square, or we can checkmate with the queen. And now let's see the final trap. Here we've seen many times this move bishop to c4, but now let's try something else, and this is queen f3. Continue attacking this f7 square, threatening checkmate, so black played queen to d5, and the idea here is to exchange queens, and queen is overprotecting f7. However, he is completely losing here because after this exchange we have the powerful check on b5. You can see this poor bishop here on h7. The king is under attack. He has two ways to defend. One of them is king d8, but he is losing after this double threat. King c7, he can take the rook. This is one variation, and during the game he played this one, but we are winning because after this he has to recapture, and now there's the double check, king d8, and the final move rook takes a8. White has an extra rook, so a winning position. Thanks for your time, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Here it's time for action. This is the initial page of my website, and here you can click give me access to get access to free lessons. You can read this page, and if you scroll down, here you can add your name and your email. After that, you're going to take a free lesson how to avoid chess blunders. So time for action is now, and you're very welcome to join my mail list.